It's not even a program, it's more like an option that all university students have. But we would like you to learn about it and to see what actually you can do in terms of those extra opportunities that this program offers. The second issue that we would like to talk about today is a list of grants and scholarship programs that you can also apply to, which are additional, like an extra option to the scholarships that our school, the Graduate School of Business, provides you with. And that would also give you extra chances of joining international programs and being a student of very prestigious schools abroad, and also the schools that belong to that function in destinations that we do not have as on the list of our partners. So I think that then we can start with the presentation. Alyona. Thank you. So to start with the freemovers. What is the freemover program? Actually, yeah, can we go maybe to the next slide? Can you see it? Okay, so in our case, freemovers are the HSE or Graduate School of Business students who participate in a long-term international academic mobility program at a host institution that is not a partner of the Graduate School of Business or of the HSE University. So you can look at the catalog of the HSE partners. You can also look at the catalog of the GSB partners, of all partners. Right now, as the faculty, we have actually 50 partners. But actually, there are certain destinations that are still not encompassed by our partnership list. For example, we don't have a single partner in the United States. We have only one partner in Canada. We do not have Australia. We have presently only one partner in Great Britain, and so on. So the thing is, some destinations are not covered. And we do not have some of the actually we have a lot of very prestigious institutions, but still there is a list of other prestigious schools that we are not partnered with. And here are just, some of them that you can see on the slide. Actually, we're not partners with Massachusetts Institute of Technology. We're not partner of Harvard, Yale. We don't have a single Ivy League partner. And this should not stop you if actually you're considering going there. You still have this opportunity as a free mover. So what is a free mover? Can we go to the next slide? The links, yeah, sure. So how do we go on an exchange as a free mover? First of all, you choose a school that you're interested in. And then you have to contact the school yourself, and you have to write to them and ask them how you can join the school as a free mover. Probably the first question that you will be asked is if you are a current enrolled student of a particular institution. I mean, to be a free mover, you still have to be a student enrolled at a school, right? And so you can say that, yes, you are a student at the Graduate School of Business of the HSE University. Then you have to take a list of all the documents and papers that you have to prepare as a part of the application process for the school where you're going. Now, at this point, we are not helping you as the international office, because you do that on your own. So you find out how you have to apply for this institution. And then you go through the application process. You also check all the dates. For example, if you want to go to the United States, usually the application dates are actually before December, like it's December or early January. But it depends. I mean, different schools have different application dates. And then you actually apply to this institution. Now, when you have a basic agreement of this institution that they are ready to accept you, at this point, you have to go to the study office, to the academic office, and sign the same kind of agreement and individual plan as you would be if you were on a mobility program with us. Because the thing is that you will be kind of sent to this institution from our university, and you will need still to have a study plan, an academic plan that would normally match the one that you have here, right? So the procedure will be more or less the same as if you were going on an exchange program. You will need an agreement of your academic direction, and when actually everything is prepared, you have your individual study plan, you have the agreement of your academic director, and you have sent all the documents to the school, and you are accepted. You're enrolled for this like short study program. It's usually a semester or a year. After that, we will have to issue a special order, that is выпустить приказ, that would actually place you in the position of a student of our school who is studying at a different school. So even though it is not a typical exchange as you would go on, like most of our students go, still it would be formally formally signed up and formally presented. So you will be a GSB student as a free mover at Yale or Harvard or MIT. And after that, you apply for a visa and you go to the university. After you have studied there for a semester, for a year, you come back and you come back here and you go through the same process, like you have the order or prikaz that will be signed up, that shows that you are coming back next year, and your credit hours will be accounted for and will be included in your overall study plan of at the GSB. Now that's actually the process. So are there any questions about that? Is that clear how you go about it? Okay, you can, if you have, like, maybe if you have any questions, you can also ask them at the end of the presentation, or I see that Regina is writing something, right? Okay. Well, it can be a semester, it can be a year, but usually a free mover program is not a degree granting program. That's something that you have to know. In case, for example, in case of a master program, I do not really see how it could be. But no, maybe if it's a year, but then you will have to defend your right and defend your thesis here at the Graduate School of Business, because it's not a dual degree program. Okay. Daria. No, that's a very good question, because that's actually the next point that I wanted to make. It's not free, right? So can we go to the next slide? I think that's where we have. Yeah, so if a student goes on an exchange program under the university-wide or a GSB agreement, the program is free. Actually, if it's an exchange program, right? We know that we have some dual degree programs that that charge a fee, but speaking of the exchange programs, they're free. If a student goes on an exchange as a free mover, you have to pay full tuition, and so you have to ask what is the tuition at the host university, and you have to cover it. And that's where actually the issue of scholarships and grants becomes very important, because if you want to do that and you don't have you cannot afford it, then there are quite a few tuitions, there are quite a few scholarships and grants that can help you to actually to make this dream come true. About Daria, probably you mean, no, what do you mean by examus? Erasmus, maybe. Did you mean Erasmus? Erasmus, right? Well, no. Usually, if you go as a free mover, it's different. I will give some information about Erasmus, but no, I don't think that Erasmus covers free mover programs. Actually, Erasmus covers the exchange programs when there are some partnership agreements between universities. So a question. Daria, just waiting for the question from Daria, and before we move on.
Okay. Can I speak?
Okay. Yeah.
Are you going to tell us about exchange program, for example, Erasmus, today?
Just a couple of words. Yeah, right on. Yes. Yeah, because I mean, the main topic for today's seminar is actually webinar. Sorry, is actually to talk about like options that you have outside of the more typical ones that we offer as the International Office of the Graduate School of Business. And Erasmus mostly is part of our partnership agreements with our partner universities. But we'll still say a few words about the cases when actually Erasmus can come up as an unexpected option, but that will be towards the end of the seminar. So,
okay. Thank you.
Okay. What kind of scholarship you can expect if you actually decide to go as a free mover? But here I have to say that the scholarships and grants that we'll be discussing today, they are not limited exclusively to free mover programs. If you go as on an exchange program as a GSB student, and it's an exchange program with our partner, and you have not received a scholarship from us, you also can apply to the scholarships. I mean, you can just actually apply for the scholarships at any early date as you want, when you have already been nominated to the university. What kind of scholarships are available that you can apply for? I think that I will ask right now Alena to pop in. So Alena, can you talk about the scholarships?
Hello, can everyone hear me? Yeah? Okay. So among the different opportunities that you have, you may actually look online, and to start with, I will show you the website where you could find that. It's not within our presentation, just a moment. Come on. Okay, can you see that the screen that I'm showing to you?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, great. So we are very closely connected with the central office of Student International Mobility, and you may also browse their websites as well as our website of GSB International Office. Here it's like a program catalog webpage where you may find different partners that we have. And like Maria said before, if you would like to go to any other university that is not listed here, you may go as a free mover. So you have this freedom of choice. And so if you browse this website and go to get a scholarship section, there is a link third-party grants, and this is what we wanted to show you because somehow a lot of students are asking us about different scholarships, third-party grants, and don't know where to find and look up the information. So there is information about China, France, Germany, Great Britain, Netherlands, Norway, US, and many more. Actually, there's so many more options for you. But on the Russian webpage, we also have a list of Hungary and the Czech Republic. And those are the two grants that we will be looking at more closely today because they have very close deadlines. So to go further, let me go back to the presentation. First of all, if we're talking about these scholarships, they are for 2022-2023 academic year. So if you're applying now, it means that either you will be applying to this program or you have already applied and you will be as an international or an exchange student. The scholarship opportunity in Hungary covers actually tuition fees. So that is a very great news that you will not have to pay the tuition if you receive the scholarship. Moreover, they will give you monthly allowances. So you will have approximately 9,400 rubles for that. That depends, of course, if you're a bachelor or master student, because for master students, the scholarship is a little bit higher usually. Well, that normally happens. There are also options for PhD students, but we will not cover that today, only talk about bachelor and master students. And then, of course, the most important thing here is that the foundation that will be looking at your documents is the Hungarian Tempest Public Foundation, and they received the documents until 15th of January. So if you are interested in that program, I highly recommend you to go online, go on their website, register, and then take a look at their application package, because the the application process is not very simple, but then again, if you take a look and read, you will have an idea of what kind of documents you need. There is also a second way of applying. That is via the Ministry of Science and Higher Education, and then the deadline is January 20th, no later than 4 p.m. As for the documents, they are usually more or less the same, and some of you provided these documents for us when you went on an exchange program, or some students who would like to study on an exchange program, you might have seen this on our website. So usually all of the documents are provided either in English or on the language of the host university, so that would be Hungarian. If you do not have them in English or Hungarian, then you will need to accompany them with a translation, of course. That is very important. On the website of the, let me see. Just a second. Yes, that is the website. So when you go on the website, I really recommend you to take a look at this section here, call for applications for 2022-2023 academic year, and then call for applications for bachelor's, master's students. So that would be your guide. So if we are giving you brief information, that is a guidebook for you that has everything. The amount of scholarship, the eligibility factor. Of course, Russian students are eligible to apply, but if you are a national of a different country, please check. Then I think another thing that I wanted to mention is that, of course, as in any scholarship application process, it takes time. So even though you apply by 15th of January, you will only know the results maybe in April or May. So the process takes some time. And then again, they have the full procedure of what is going to happen. So what starts from an application, and then maybe you will have to do a few extra things before you actually go to the second round and then to the final round with other applicants. It might seem a little bit complicated, but then again, we know students from HSC University who have done this before. And so if you're interested in this, we recommend you to at least try. And if you have any questions, you may address them directly to the Tempest Foundation. There are the contacts here, or you may contact us because, of course, it is very new for you. We understand that it might be a bit, you know, not clear somewhere. So please don't hesitate to contact us in any case. Going back to the documents that you may need, I will not be listing all of them. You may see them on the screen, but it is important to understand that HSC will be able to provide you with some of them. For example, if you need a so-called transcript of records, that is the official paper with all of your grades, then you will need to go to the study office of your program, and they will be able to issue the document. Then again, maybe you will need an official certificate of language proficiency. So find out what kind of certificate that must be, because sometimes there is a requirement to obtain this document either from international office or directly from the English faculty or something like that. So please clarify this, but either way, we will be able to help you out with some of the documents. Right, so if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask or drop them in the chat box. And I will be moving on to another scholarship, which is the scholarship of the Ministry of Education, Youth, Sports of the Czech Republic. The deadline for submission will be 25th of February, so you may have some time, but I would say that if the previous scholarship that I was talking about is fully made by you online, so this one is maybe a little bit more complicated because the Czech Republic will not accept the documents from you directly. So this is something that is done by our governmental ministry. So please be careful as to what is mentioned on the list of requirements. Right, so now I will go back online. Let me see. So this is a very good resource for you, this web page here. I will send you the presentation at the end of our webinar, so you will be able to see it for yourself. It just helps me to find the necessary links. Right, so yeah. When you check, first of all, it is mentioned here that if you're a student from Russia, you will need to submit your documents to the Ministry of Science and Higher Education. It is quite important that you will be receiving your funds not from the Czech Republic, but from Russian Ministry of Science and Higher Education. So that is the main difference between those two scholarships. Then you will need to take a look at the higher education institutions of the Czech Republic. That is some sort of, again, eligibility factor to see may you apply or not, because if you will not be admitted to one of these universities, I'm afraid you will not be able to apply for a scholarship. Another factor is preparation of the package of documents that you will need to submit via email. So the package is, again, somehow prepared by a candidate, somehow prepared by your study office. So you will need to prepare a CV, the certificate of proficiency. Like I said before, it's either issued by the International Office or Study Office or the Department of Foreign Languages. Transcript of records for bachelor students that may be asked in the study office. For master students, you will need a copy of your bachelor diploma, then a copy of your passport, and there is a consent to data processing. So I showed you a few documents, a few websites, and when you see the link, that means that you can basically download it. So we found all the links for you. You don't have to browse for too long, just open the link and download the specific form. We just really ask you to read carefully and follow all of the rules, because that is quite important. Sometimes if you don't follow all of the requirements, they just cancel your application. Unfortunately, that happens. Then the main point is to send the documents by email, and we'll show you the email here. The deadline, again, is February 25th. So if you're interested in studying in Hungary or Czech Republic, please don't hesitate to apply to these scholarships. Take your time, go online, read through the requirements, the documents. If you may see, sometimes they're asking for letters of recommendations or list of publications, the scholar publications. So if you need any assistance from us on that during that stage, please don't hesitate to email us. Another thing that we wanted to mention here is the scholarship of the President of the Russian Federation for Education Abroad.
Can I just, just dropping it up, because that's like a different kind of project with the scholarship of the President of the Russian Federation. So to kind of sum up what Alena has said about the scholarships, the national, regional, and school scholarships that are provided by the universities, where you go as a free mover or as our student. What I want to say, what's important to remember, is that it is absolutely possible to get this scholarship. This scholarship is another option for you, like an additional option, because you know that we have our scholarships, but the amount of our scholarships is limited. So only a few people who are going on our mobility programs, not few, but some, several, will be able to get those scholarships. So applying for a national or regional scholarship from additional sources is your extra chance, actually, of maybe getting this money that will help you to study there. And it may work both for free movers or for our students who go on the program. You just have to check that. So that's the first thing that you have to remember, right? That's an additional option for you. The second thing is that there are a lot of those scholarships. So we actually the staff, the managers of our office do not know like every single procedure or every set of document that you need for each one of those programs, because there are too many of them. So it will be your duty and your responsibility to research and to find out how the scholarships work. So Alona has actually presented you with some sites where with links to the sites where you can look at the at the list of those scholarships. So actually there is a list on the HSC side, there is a list on our side, right, where you can just find like the full, not only, I mean, you have a list of the site, but you also have links to the other lists that provide you even like more types of scholarships. Because actually, for example, speaking of Germany, if you go to Germany, we have the scholarships that are national, we have the scholarships that are regional, there are scholarships that are institutional, so lots and lots of them, and it's an opportunity, you can always get them. So what do? You for example, you know that you want to go to Germany, you want to go to for example, Czech Republic. You find out about the scholarship, you research what you have to do, you research what kind of documents you need. After that, if you see that a part of this process needs our intervention, that's where we come in. And the point for us is to say that we want to help you, we're there to help you, but not, from the first step to the last, like with our stipends, with our scholarships, but with what you actually cannot do on your own. For example, if you need any help with the academic office, transcripts for them, for example, they don't understand what you need from them, but because usually that's done through us, you can come to us, you can call us, we will try to help you there. If you need I don't know, maybe actually if they require some kind of Europasses for certifying your language level, we are there to assist you. So if actually the documents have to be sent from the institution and not from you individually, that's where we are there to help you. Okay, so you do the research, you gather, you collect all the documents, you create your package of documents, and you ask us for assistance just where we are needed, and we're there to help you. Okay, so that's the main point that we wanted to make about those scholarships. So the next thing is about the scholarship of the President of the Russian Federation. So this is a slightly more complicated story. And first of all, that is something that at the present we will be able to consider only in relation to the students who are going on the dual degree programs to ESCP or Lancaster, because first of all, it's a kind of a longer story, right? Because mostly this scholarship is applicable to students who go for at least half a year on a half-a-year program, and also because it's a longer process of application. So since we have already our candidates for ACP, and soon we'll also have our candidates for Lancaster, so we will be able actually to work with them on this chance. So having said that, I'll pass the floor to Alona. So Alona, some comments about this program.
Well, like Maria said, it is a long road indeed, and we would like to ask you to apply not directly but through us, because this process takes much more official documentation signed by Dean, and then again there is no precedence to this. So our office actually has never done this before, but if you would like to try and apply for this scholarship, we are willing to go through all of this way with you together. And then again, I know that among us, there is a student who has information about this scholarship, and if he wants to, we will give him the floor as well at the end. So what you need to know about the scholarship is that it covers all of your tuition fees, visa fees, travel to and from the place of study, accommodation, health insurance, and local transport fees. The difference between this scholarship and others is that they are transferring the money directly to the hosted institution's bank account, so you will actually not have the access to the money, and you will need to maybe when you will be preparing your documents, there is a page with the bank account details, and you will be putting the bank account details of not your account, but the host institution's account. So this is how it works. And if we go online, you will see that, just a second. So via this link, you may access the full, so this is not the full list of documents that you will need to collect. Sorry. So you will see that this is the document that was issued last year, and mostly every year there are the same requirements, so you may use that as your guidance. And if you go through, you will see that at the end there are appendixes, so that you may download them and use them as a supplement. That is what I was talking about the bank account data, and then you will need to also write down the estimate cost, so you will have to approximately calculate how much it will take you to travel back and from the host university, the medical insurance, different expenses, tuition fees and things like that. So everything must be put in here in precise detail, I would say. Then I'm sorry that I'm going from the end, but it's about your characteristics as well. So you will have to maybe ask your professor or do it on your own and write down a recommendation and characteristics, and then also give information about your scholar publication in Web of Science or RINS. And then, of course, whatever competitions, Olympiads, case championships, whatever you used to participate in must be put in here as well, so that you make your application more solid. And then perhaps, well, this is the request to participation. And I would say if we're going back, again, there are things like transcript of records and a consent for the processing of personal data. And, well, if you're a master's student, then you will need to provide a copy of your bachelor degree. So if you see there is a connection between how similar are the packages of documents to scholarships. So this one is a particular case here because you're submitting it via us. So we will be responsible for sending your packages via post. With other scholarships, you may see that you can apply to more than one agency. For example, if you're going to a specific country, you may hope for more than one application, and then maybe that's how you, better your chances. Again, we do not know when the call will be open. So for now, it is just for you to, you know, take a look at this, maybe think over, and maybe in February or March, we will start collecting your packages of documents. Okay.
Well, if I can say a couple of words about this this scholarship. So this scholarship, what was suggested actually is that this scholarship specifically could work for the master students who go on a dual degree program. I know that we have a few students right now that have been selected for ACP or about to have an interview on Friday, right? So the way how it goes, once you have been selected by ACP as your as students, you have to decide if you want to try to go for this scholarship. It's not the gathering of all the documents in this case is pretty complicated. There are quite a few of them, but if you want to try, because you know, I mean, it's really worth it, because if you get it, it will cover everything. It covers your tuition, it covers your accommodation, it covers like basically everything. So, and you know that ACP is expensive as a school, and France is quite expensive as a country. So that's really worth fighting for it. Now, if you know that you have all you need, that is, you have the publications, you have the support of the teachers who will give you a recommendation and so on. So if you fit the profile, if you have been selected by ACP or Lancaster, I mean, for like because the students who will want to apply to Lancaster also will have this opportunity. You will have to come to us and say, I want to go for the scholarship. Because from this point on, we will need to be helping you with some of the institutional issues. That is, for example, we will need to have the dean or even maybe the provost to sign your application. We'll also have to ask the academic council to approve your actually your profile. At the point when you come to us, we start the process. And what I suggest is actually, if you decide to go for it, you come to us even before the call for the presidential for the scholarship is made, so that we would know, and we would maybe already start the process of accumulating all the documents and working on like the whole process. Okay, so in this case, our participation, the participation of the host institution is really like big and important. Okay.
Right. Okay, and the last but not least.
Well, maybe I would just like, because there was a question about Erasmus.
Okay.
And, yeah. So there was a question about Erasmus. So first of all, I have to say how it works traditionally, because we keep saying that, you know, there is a kind of a routine way for us as the international office to organize the selection process. In the routine selection process, the way it goes with Erasmus is like that there are certain partners, our permanent partners with whom we have signed agreements that have Erasmus scholarships, and then we kind of make a call, and these universities offer us a scholarship. Right now, like presently, there are no calls and there are no scholarships. That's why you don't see them on our sites. As soon as they appear, you will be able to see them on our site. The way it goes, for example, when you open up the list of our partners and you click on the partner, you will see some information about the scholarship, the Erasmus scholarship. So what does it mean? If it is said that this university, for example, we have like 4 quotas for this university, and there is, for example, 1 scholarship, that means that one of the students who will be selected for this university will get a scholarship. If there is one quota and one spot, and there is one scholarship, is that basically if you are nominated to this university, you will get this scholarship. So in case of Erasmus, in this particular situation, you do not need to do anything else, just to be nominated for this university. Okay, and like I said, you will see it on our site that this university has an Erasmus scholarship. So that's a kind of a like routine situation. Now, sometimes there are like great chances, you know, like sudden, unexpected opportunities. So how they turn up. Sometimes you have applied for a school, but there was nothing on our site about a scholarship. And we don't know anything about the scholarship because our partners didn't say anything about the scholarship. And then you're nominated to this university, you go to this university, and suddenly they come and tell you, you know, we have an extra scholarship and it's an extra Erasmus scholarship. We've seen that happen, and I think it's great. It's just, it can happen. You're just lucky, right? So in this case, you write to us and we say, great, and we sign the Erasmus agreement with this university and you get this scholarship. So it's just, you know, a happy chance for you. It may happen, it may not happen, but, you know, we can always hope. Same thing, not only with Erasmus. The fact is that, for example, if we take Germany, then Germany has national scholarships programs. Germany has regional scholarship programs. Sometimes there are even institutional scholarship programs. So they may also approach you and say, hey, you know, we have an extra scholarship, we have a regional scholarship. It may be that we didn't know anything about it. They didn't inform us, but they come to you and they say, we have it. Great. I mean, in most cases, you inform us, we sign some papers, and we're really happy for you. So just don't be afraid and just know that it can happen, and it's a lucky chance, you know. So that's something that just for you to know and to look forward to. And I think that at this point, that's about all we wanted to say about the freemover programs and about the scholarships. Again, the overall idea is that you have us as the international office that offer you the regular opportunities. We have our partners, our 50 partners, and a growing number in the future. We have our scholarships, and we offer that to you. But there are other opportunities to go to other universities as a freemovers. There are other opportunities to apply for other grants. Now, there have been a few questions about...
May I say one last thing? Yeah, I wanted to say that if you go on our website to the scholarships for student mobility, if you browse until the bottom, you will see that there is a section National Student Exchange Programs, and that's where actually you can go and look for some additional grants. So, for example, there are websites, you know, with different countries, different universities, you see, and they are not on our list. And I don't know, maybe you have dreamed of studying there. So it's kind of important just to go on the website and see for yourself. Maybe there is an opportunity where you just didn't know about it. And also there are Telegram channels with different traveling scholarships, grants. So maybe don't be afraid to find additional stuff on Instagram or Telegram or social media. This is also very helpful. So yeah, I think that's it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So maybe just a few questions that I see in the chat, and one that was important, like I said, about whether you can receive both an international scholarship and the HSE scholarship or GSB scholarship. Actually, they are different because, you know, you can also, if you apply for the HSE selection process, then you can get an HSE scholarship. right? If you get nominated to to mobility program with the Graduate School of Business, you can apply and you can get you can have a chance to get a Graduate School of Business scholarship. Now, if you apply for several scholarships, the thing is that eventually we will not be able to give you a scholarship if you have received already a different scholarship, right? So, for example, if you go to university, the upon university that gives Erasmus scholarship, you will not get a Graduate School of Business scholarship. So, from our part, you can get only one scholarship. Now, I'm not sure if you, for example, in case you have gotten our scholarship, and then you're offered an extra one when you go there, well, I don't know. I don't think that we can do anything about that, right? I don't know. I mean, but the rule actually is that for us to grant you the Graduate School of Business scholarship, it has to be only one, right? However, I have to say that by applying to several scholarships, you just, increase your chances of getting one. So even if eventually you get only one, you have more chances of getting it, right? So that's about this question. Now, Dari is also asking about a scholarship if you're not a Russian student, right? But if you are enrolled at the Graduate School of Business and you apply for a scholarship, it's possible to get one, right? It's not, I mean, if we're talking specifically about the Graduate School of Business scholarships, or is the question about the presidential one, Daria?
The situation. I'm a student of GSB. Mm-hmm. Yes, and I want to study somewhere abroad in exchange program, and I would like to try Erasmus Plus.
Erasmus.
Yes, Erasmus, and that's why I ask, can I try it? Because I'm not from Russia. I'm from Moldova, another country at all. And maybe these programs only for students who are residents of Russia. That's why I ask.
Well, the thing is that, like I said, to get an Erasmus scholarship, you have to apply to a university that provides this Erasmus scholarship, that has it. Like presently, we do not have any scholarships at our partner universities, right? We kind of hope that maybe they will appear like sometime later, but right now, not a single one offers an Erasmus scholarship.
I thought that on the website of HSA is wrote about grants from Erasmus Plus. Yes.
Okay. Maybe like yes. Not from the graduate.
And there is written some list of universities.
This one, right?
Yes. What program catalog, and there are some universities.
Well, you see, the way it goes is that for the university to grant an Erasmus scholarship, it should have like several Erasmus scholarships. And usually they inform us about, like they say, we have 2 scholarships. And then we write on our side that we have, like, this university has 2 scholarships for our students. Like I'm saying, like, for example, in case of the Graduate School of Business, right now we don't have a single Erasmus scholarship. Maybe in case of the Higher School of Economics, some of their partners might have some. I don't know, Alena.
Yeah, I think that was precisely the misunderstanding, because you see, we have 2 competitions on a university-wide level and here at GSB. So here in GSB, we used to have the quotas for Erasmus Plus universities, but now unfortunately we don't, but we will have them later. And the universities that you've mentioned, they are on a university-wide level, you see, so you may apply there.
Because you just reminding you that usually when you apply for the mobility program, you can participate. You're totally entitled to participate in two selection processes. You can participate in the Graduate School of Business selection process and in the HSE selection process. So in this case, yeah, what actually Alena is showing right now, it's the like list of universities partners of at the HSE level. So if they have, if there are some of their partners still have some Erasmus scholarships, yes, you're totally entitled to these scholarships. And no, there is no, the thing is that if you are a student enrolled at the Graduate School of Business, then therefore at the HSC University, it doesn't matter which nationality you're from, you are still entitled to Erasmus because that you would receive as the GSB student. It doesn't matter which nationality you are. Okay, is that clear? Daria? Okay. So let's see. So Alexandra was asking about when the nomination for the autumn semester starts. Well, the whole process will start on February 1st. And that's when we actually start the webinars, when we'll inform you actually of all the requirements and all the procedures of applying for the mobility program and the actual selection process that will take place in the spring, so that you could go on a mobility program in autumn. So kind of expect for look for the news feed like end of January, beginning of February, right? Alena? Okay. So what does the Czech Republic Scholarship gives to its receivers? Well, that's obviously in case if you apply to university in the Czech Republic, and we have quotas and we have partners in Czech Republic. So if you get the scholarship, you will be able to, to get the scholarship when you're going to our partner university or as a free mover, right? Because I think that the scholarship applies to both exchange students and free movers. Right, Alena?
For that question, I would really advise you to go on this website, and you may also go for the website of Czech Republic. So
thank you.
that is it. Yeah.
Through the Russian version of the website, and below it was written that it doesn't it's like it doesn't give you any money, or like it doesn't have scholarship for разделе дополнительной информации. It doesn't give you any scholarships, just like the tuition fees.
Well, you see, yeah, exactly that. It has the tuition fee waiver, right?
Yeah.
So I guess, yeah, that's it, the tuition fee waiver, maybe. You may address your questions, I guess, to this contact person here.
Oh, thank you very much. I can see it. So easy. Thank you.
Okay. So guys, any questions that you still have?
Where we can find the recording of the session?
It will be sent to everyone who registered at the end when we upload it on YouTube, and then I will send it to you by email.
Okay, thank you. So it is also be available on YouTube?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
And maybe if Alexei is there, maybe he could say just a couple words about the presidential scholarship. Alexei, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Hello, everyone. Yeah, I can say a couple words about presidential scholarship. The first, it's a little bit complicated because there are a lot of bureaucracy processes, and we have to get at least two recommendations from our professors, and sometimes it can be hard due to lockdowns. But for now, when we are face to face, it should be a bit easier for us. And I don't know how to say it in English, but do we have Ученый совет at HEC?
Of
Yeah,
course,
and
yes.
first step that of the selection, we should be selected from this Ученый совет, and only then we can send candidates to the Интеробразование, Ministry of like for the presidential scholarship. It's not so complicated because we have all the information in the appendix on the official documents. We have to just find everything that we have in our maybe portfolio or CVs, all that stuff, and the main interesting thing that we have to hold unconditional offer from the university if we are talking about free movement or free movers. We are not talking about when we have connections with the university. If a person gives an unconditional offer, we can apply for the scholarship. If you have any questions, just you can give the contact for people who are interested in this scholarship, and I can try to answer to these questions.
Thank you, Alexei, because you have received this scholarship once already,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you're the lucky one. Yeah, and it covered everything, right? Yeah, and it covered
yes,
everything.
Correct.
It covered the tuition, it covered accommodation and traveling expenses as well.
And the most interesting thing from the government scholarship that we don't have to return anything, or we don't have to work as a presidential scholarship like Russian presidential scholarship, like 20,000 rubles per month. And if we selected for the scholarship, we don't have to work like 3 or 5 years in Russia to provide or to prove that we are eligible for this scholarship. Yeah, this is not it's not obligatory. We can work everywhere we want.
Yeah, just I have to say that since the money that that is granted by the government actually goes directly to the receiving institution, right? To the host institution. So, for example, in case of the dual degree, in case of the ACP, they should be able to actually work with this kind of financial agreement, right? So, if somebody decides to try and go for this scholarship, that's why I'm saying that it's important that you tell us beforehand, because first we have to agree with ACP that they are ready to to receive this money from the Russian government, so that they would then be able to allocate this money to you and to cover the tuition fee and to allocate this money as a monthly allowance, right? So there are some issues that we definitely have to resolve as the International Office. So just if you decide, come to us and we'll solve that. The Academic Council, actually, I don't think that that's the most difficult issue there that will be. Okay, but thank you, Alexei, for the help, because I have to say that it was for his idea from the very beginning. He said that, yes, we have to help the students. So thank you, Alexei. Okay, well, I think that then that's more or less it, right? If there are no more questions, Regina, and to try it and change the policy. if it's possible, try entering university partners which aren't included in the open list for the program, right? Okay, so I guess the question, Regina, the question from Regina is about, are you asking about like being a free mover or a mobility student? The thing is that either as a free mover or as a mobility program, in either case, if you want to study a semester at the partner university or a non-partner university, you still have to find a program that matches your program here. If it doesn't, it's like you can take, you know, a year off, a gap year, and go there. Then in this case, it doesn't concern us at all. You can take a gap year and study somewhere, but these courses that you will be taking there will not add up to your program here, right? In order for this semester to be part of your overall program, you need matching courses. So what I'm saying is that, Regina, in your case, I mean, if you find among our partners those that may not be, you know, on the list in the matrix, you know, of matching, but actually you find matching courses, well, you're welcome. But I guess that's the questions that we'll be discussing further on in February when we start the selection process. How many quotas for presidential scholarships? Actually, at this point, there are not like quotas. You just run for it and you see how it goes. The profile, the student profile, has to be like pretty cool. I mean, you need to have like lots of publications and lots of like, you know, certificates of winners of different Olympiads and so on. So I understand that it's more like not about quotas, it's more about the competition, that the competition is quite high. Okay. So is he typing? Maybe you could just ask, you know, using your voice. Anna? Anna, do you want to ask a question? Yeah, we are going to organize a test. So, guys, let's say that I mean, these questions are already more about our regular selection process. Like I said, it will be starting at the beginning of February, and then we'll answer all of your questions, and we'll present you with all the important information. But I just hope that today's session was helpful in terms of, you know, having you think about additional options that you have, and we really hope that some of you will come back to us with those initiatives, and then you will be successful in both, you know, trying new opportunities with new schools and getting great scholarships. Okay. In this case, I think that we can call it a day. And thank you for being there with us.
Thank you very much.
Then bye-bye and see you soon. Because like that, the Russian ministry